Hey guys, welcome back to Dennis on a Dime. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, guys. We're going to take a laid back approach to financial education. Most of you know, or some of you do know, that this is something that I are very, very passionate about. I do it in a professional life. And today we're going to be talking about milestones, things to really celebrate in life. Now, first milestone, of course, getting your first paycheck, guys. When you finally feel grown up and get your first job, get your first paycheck, that is a financial milestone to achieve. When you make 401k contributions, when you start saving towards retirement, regardless of the age, is another one of a really good milestone. But the one that we're looking for today, the one to really kick this off, guys, is the emergency fund. Now, we stress this when we're going through and building the budget, looking at our needs versus wants. So the emergency fund is going to be the first $1,000. That is right, guys. $1,000 is going to be what you're looking to save in this emergency fund. After we get to that $1,000 milestone, then we'll go and we'll have extra steps. We'll have other videos we'll be covering from them. Now, why is this super important, guys? Now, a lot of people fundamentally do not have any money in the bank. They don't see the reason behind it. So for a majority of people, the logic is if I have an extra 50 bucks, if I have an extra $100, I'm going to go ahead and put that on the debt that I have with no plan. That is one of the biggest mistakes that I see, is just throwing extra money at things without any kind of planning or any thought process behind it. If I put some extra money on the credit card here, if I put an extra 50 bucks on my loan here, a lot of people will even focus on paying things down like auto loans, on paying things down like their mortgages, which it does come in due time. But again, the first milestone you want to hit is that $1,000 in that savings account. Now, what this allows you to do, it is actually gives you a milestone. It gives you something to achieve. For a lot of people, it might be difficult. It might take a lot of discipline to actually get to that first $1,000. But the psychological aspect is really what people don't see, is knowing that they have the ability and knowing they have the empowerment to actually save money, whether it is, not going out and getting coffee, maybe skipping a dinner, saving a little bit of money here and there, really looking at the wants and the needs that you have, taking that want category, maybe cutting it back just momentarily to get to that $1,000 mark. Now, some of the things that is going to provide is when you have that is kind of your safety cushion. That is your protection against financial disasters. If something does happen, you have that. Let's say your car breaks down. If you have an unexpected medical expense, it makes a big difference to have that emergency fund like we were just talking about. One of the big things, guys, is when you get to that point, if something does happen, it's not going back to debt. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about today. So when you have that emergency fund and you have that savings account that is utilized strictly for emergencies, it's not an account that is going to be, oh, I have a unexpected want, or I had something come up that I'm putting more money, that I'm actually taking money out of the emergency fund. It is for emergencies only. Now, this is going to come at a cost, a great cost to a lot of people, to be disciplined with the money you have in there. And again, only using it for those emergencies. But on the other hand, guys, this is going to keep you from adding on to credit card debt, taking 401k loans, taking a lot of money out of other places to fulfill what you should have in your emergency fund. So what we see, guys, again, I'm using a lot of examples here, is you're putting an extra $100 to your credit card every month. Well, in the course of 10 months, you put $1,000 on your credit card. Yes, the balance did come down a little, but if you're living paycheck to paycheck, that $1,000 you put on your card could be in the emergency fund. Now, boom, something happens. You have a car repair, you have an unexpected cost. What is going to be the avenue that people go to? That is right, guys. They're going to pick up that plastic card. They're going to go ahead and swipe it for whatever their emergency is, and the balance goes back on the card versus using the emergency fund. Now, also with that, guys, is when you rely on credit cards and when you rely on, loans, let's say they're open-ended loans, let's say credit cards, let's say it's instant credits, regardless of what it is, there is a cost associated with using that product or service. Even if it's a very small cost, there is still something. There is interest that is paid. There is cost to a bank. There is a interest rate on a credit card. And some of those can be super high, guys. You do have the ability to look at financial services, take a big picture of it. Look at where you have your accounts, look at where you do your banking, look at what rates you have on everything across the board. Just like we did with our financial budget yesterday, going through and looking where can you save money when it comes to those needs. Can you save money with a refinance of a home? Can you save money with refinancing, auto loans or unsecured loans or things of that nature with other financial institutions? Can you save on insurance? Can you save on health insurance? Two big ones, absolutely huge. I went to a different company. I actually went with AAA in Michigan, saved about $1,400 a year with identical insurance, guys. I was with an insurance company. It had been a couple years since I really shopped around. We moved it over, got a quote from AAA, saved a incredible amount of money for the exact identical services that we had. Cutting back on some of those needs, maybe there's some subscriptions that you're not utilizing that you can cut to put some extra money in the emergency fund. Again, like we talked about a little bit before, maybe it means, only stopping twice a week instead of 5 times a week to get your favorite beverage, to stop at the store to get some, some snacks, some pops, some whatever it may be. But again, putting some extra money aside is really the first milestone. When you hit that $1,000 mark, celebrate, guys. Take a moment, look at it. I know it looks really cool, especially for a lot of people who have never seen higher balances or even that amount of money within their accounts. But make sure, again, you take the time and look at it. Now, another thing that I see a lot of people do is the putting money into finances or putting money into investment accounts, whether it is stocks or bonds, whether it's cryptocurrency, whether it's any investment type vehicle. That will come in time, guys. And again, we will focus on that in the upcoming weeks and months within this channel. But taking the money that you would put and invest at this point and putting it into debt. We really want to pay off the debt. That's kind of the next step of this plan in its entirety. So once you do get that $1,000 emergency fund, then we're going to look at additional ways to really cut back on costs, putting a little bit more towards debt. And we're going to look at 2 different methods in the next video on how you can really approach that. And I'll tell you exactly which one is my favorite one and the approach that I use, because they are, in my opinion, they are kind of fundamentally different when it comes to the methodology. And a lot of it does have to do with the psychology and the way that you see things and the way that they are viewed within your mind themselves. But again, guys, the first milestone that we're focusing on right now is saving that $1,000 in the emergency fund. So if you're already there, guys, let me know in the comments where you are at. If you're already at that $1,000 emergency fund, absolutely congratulations for you guys. You are one step ahead of the game. If you are not, it is striving within the next, I would say probably 2 to 3 months to save that $1,000. I know it seems like an impossible task right now, but if you are cutting out little things, it makes a difference, guys. $7 here, $10 there, $50 here. It makes a huge difference when it comes to the financial freedom. And that is the goal of this channel, guys. And that is where we want to take it. Guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.